My sister called me from jail and said, "Please don't pay my bail." 2 days later, I learned she had been arrested to protect me. My sister, Olivia, called me from jail at 2:17 in the morning. The first thing she said was, "Whatever you do, don't pay my bail." I thought she was scared. Then she said, "And don't ask Mom what happened." That made no sense. "Olivia, why are you in jail?" She was silent for several seconds. Then she whispered, "Because someone wants you to think I'm the criminal." The call ended. I didn't sleep that night. Olivia and I had never been particularly close. We loved each other, but we were completely different. I was cautious. She was impulsive. I planned everything. She trusted people too easily. So when I heard she'd been arrested for fraud, I wasn't completely shocked. Until I learned the amount. $180,000. The police claimed she had stolen it from a charity where she worked. Her fingerprints were on financial documents. Her computer contained unauthorized transfers, and the money had gone into an account bearing her name. Everything pointed toward her, but I kept thinking about that phone call. Why would someone guilty tell me not to pay their bail? The next morning, I went to see her lawyer. He looked exhausted. "Your sister refuses to tell me anything. She told me not to pay her bail." He looked at me carefully. "Did she tell you why?" "No," he leaned forward. "Then you need to know something." He slid a photograph across the desk. It showed a man standing outside the charity's office. I recognized him. It was our mother's boyfriend, David. I stared at the photograph. "What is he doing there?" the lawyer said. "That's what we're trying to find out." Apparently, David had visited the charity several times. He wasn't an employee. He had no connection to the organization. But security footage showed him meeting Olivia repeatedly. I called Mom. She became defensive immediately. "Don't drag David into this." "Why?" "Because he's innocent." "How do you know?" Silence. Then she said, "Because I know him." I hung up. That afternoon, I searched Olivia's apartment. I found nothing. Then I remembered the last birthday gift I'd given her. A small, locked journal. She had always joked that she would use it for secrets. The journal was missing. I searched everywhere. Eventually, I found it behind a loose floorboard. Inside was one sentence. "If I'm arrested, check Mom's old storage unit." I drove there immediately. The storage unit contained boxes of family photographs, old furniture, Christmas decorations. Then I found a black briefcase. Inside were bank statements, emails, photographs, and a list of names. David's name was at the top. The charity's missing $180,000 had been transferred through an account belonging to a company David secretly owned. But Olivia had somehow discovered it. She had been investigating him for months. Then I found the most frightening document, a copy of my life insurance policy. My name was on it. The beneficiary was my mother. But there was something strange. The policy had been taken out only 3 months earlier. I had never applied for it. Someone had forged my signature. I called the police. They came to the storage unit. Within hours, investigators realized the fraud went much deeper. David had been creating fake insurance policies using people's identities. He had been targeting elderly clients through financial scams. Olivia discovered what he was doing. She confronted him. Instead of stopping her, he framed her. He transferred the charity money into her account. Then he anonymously reported her. But there was one thing he didn't know. Olivia had already made a deal with federal investigators. She had been working undercover. She deliberately allowed herself to be arrested because she needed David to believe his plan had worked. That's why she told me not to pay her bail. She didn't want me interfering. She wanted David to contact her. And he did. 2 days after her arrest, he called Olivia. The conversation was recorded. He congratulated her for taking the fall. Then he told her exactly where the stolen money was hidden. That call gave investigators everything they needed. David was arrested. The charity recovered almost all of its money, and Olivia was released. When she came home, I hugged her. Then I hit her shoulder. "Never do that to me again." She laughed. "I told you not to pay my bail. I thought you were going to prison for 10 years. I know. You could have told me. I couldn't." "Why?" She looked at me. "Because if David knew you were involved, he would have come after you." I didn't have an answer. A few weeks later, Mom finally admitted she had known David was involved in financial crimes. She had been afraid to leave him. Olivia helped her get out. For the first time in years, my mother and sister started rebuilding their relationship. As for Olivia and me, we're closer now than we've ever been. But I still haven't forgiven her for one thing. That phone call. Not because she lied, because she sounded so calm, while I was falling apart. Sometimes I think bravery doesn't look like courage. Sometimes it looks like someone sitting alone in a jail cell, knowing they have to let the people they love believe the worst about them. So the truth can finally catch the person who deserves it. If your own sister was arrested and begged you not to pay her bail, would you trust her enough to stay out of it? Or would you do everything possible to get her released?